Hi everyone, how's it going? It's James here. I'm going to do a response to the Richard McCook thread, which is going around at the moment. It's called 10 Questions for VC Video Makers. So I'll just jump in. So number one, what is more important to you, views or subscribers? Now I'm going to give the answer that most people have given, apart from Chris Prophy, I think, who gave a slightly unexpected answer. All credit to Chris. I'd say views are more important now. Used to be subscribers. When you first start, well, when I first started, I couldn't believe that anybody was viewing or subscribing. When I made my first video, I made it and I went back and checked it a while later and I saw that 6 people had watched it, and I was so horrified that 6 people had watched it, I immediately deleted it. I think I just thought, I'll make a video and hopefully nobody will watch it. And then it was like, oh my god, people have actually watched that. Okay, so I need to do another video now and make it better. And quite quickly I kind of thought, okay, subs seems to be the thing that we need to be getting. And then over time, it just, I don't know, it just seemed to slow down. And then I just thought to myself, how many people who subscribe to me are actually watching these videos? Don't really know. So nowadays, I'm much more interested in the views, and I think that the thing I most enjoy is the comments, really. I always enjoy commenting on other people's videos, and hopefully people enjoy commenting on mine. So that's kind of where my head's at, really. Do you have an optimum length for your videos? No, it depends what they are. I do try and keep them down. Occasionally I'll do a longer one. It's just usually if I'm in the mood for talking more, they'll end up being longer. So like the John Peel video that I made a while ago was half an hour, and that was the longest video I've made for a long time. And it was really just because I was enjoying talking about that subject so much that because usually I'll cut stuff out of the videos and try and get them down a bit. Whereas that one, I just thought, I don't really want to cut anything out of this. It's everything that I said, I want it to be in the video. So it purely depends on the content that I've actually produced. Is it a chore making videos? Are you addicted to it, and do you still get nervous? It can feel like a chore sometimes. I'd slightly feel addicted to it in the sense that if I get any free time, I often think, oh great, I can make a video now, rather than thinking to myself, oh great, I'll go for a walk, or great, I'll read a book. I do still go for walks, and I still do read books, and more lately I'm trying to force myself to do that. So when I get a bit of free time, I actually think to myself, let's try and not make a video, let's try and do something different. So I probably am slightly addicted to it. It's not really a chore. I don't get nervous, but I do get quite, not excited is the word, but I feel like I'm gearing up to do something. And if it's a topic that I really want to do a good job on, I do sometimes get a slight feeling of dread going into it, thinking, is this going to go well? Am I going to be happy with this? I have made videos in the past and I haven't uploaded them. I've watched them back and I've just thought to myself, I can do a better job than that. I didn't say the right things, I didn't plan it enough. So there is a slight element of nerves, thinking, is this going to go well? I don't want to waste half an hour, And there's always a feeling of relief when I get to the end and I've done it. How do you react to bad negative comments on your video? Depends what they are. I do get annoyed sometimes by those people who leave. They watch the whole video, they don't make any comment at all, other than they just pick you up on one little niggly thing that you said that was incorrect. That gets on my wick sometimes. I don't seem to get any thumbs down anymore. I used to get thumbs down. In fact, I went through a period a couple of years ago where I started getting loads of thumbs down all the time, and I totally ignored it and it stopped. So maybe therein lies a lesson. Do you ever buy records just to show on your channel? No, not really. Having said that, I do sometimes pick things up, and as I'm picking them up, I'm thinking to myself, oh good, I can show that in my next whatever, finds video. Or sometimes I'll buy a record because I know I've got an artist in mind that I want to talk about, and there's a couple of records I don't have, so I think to myself, yeah, I'll pick those up because that'll help me to make that video. So actually, perhaps I do sometimes do that. I don't make a habit of it though, Number 6, how would you like to improve your channel? I'd like to be more organised and more systematic. I'm a great admirer of Shannon D on the VC because she's so systematic. She just takes each of her favourite artists in turn and she'll plan a video, do the video. Jeff at Calico Silver is the same. He clearly just sticks to his guns. I tend to jump about a lot and hop around. I'll say, right, welcome to my new series. I'm going to do this, and then I'll do 2 instalments of it and just lose interest. And there's so many videos I want to make. I'm constantly making lists of videos, and I get the list, and then other ideas come into my head, and I end up making those videos. And the ones that were on the list that I thought were going to be great ideas, they just seem to disappear into the ether, you know. I've always got this great big backlog, and I would like to be more organised, and I'd like to be able to tick things off and go, right, I've done that one, I've done this one, I've done that one. But it never quite seems to work out that way. What are your thoughts on live streams? Yeah, they're good fun. I tried to do a couple of live streams. If I did do a couple of live streams, and then my computer just gave up the ghost. It just wouldn't, I can't connect anymore. I can't do a live stream anymore. I get an error message or something happening on the screen. I've tried downloading software, I've tried to deal with it, it doesn't seem to work. So I've given up doing that for the time being. I might go back to it. What is your most viewed video, and are you surprised? I didn't do any prep for this video, so I can't remember which ones exactly. There's a couple of big ones that I can think of. I did one on Colin Moulding from XTC a couple of Christmases ago that had a lot of views, and I was pleased about that because that was a really good video. One thing that annoys me, well not annoys me, but it slightly irritates me, is when I've made a fairly tossed off video and it just gets watched by so many people, and then I make a video that I'm really happy with, and I feel like it's an important video for my channel, and hardly anybody watches. An example would be a couple of years ago I did a video on when I went to see Elvin Jones live at Ronnie Scott's in London, and of all the videos I've ever made, that's one of the ones I enjoyed the most, just talking about it and remembering it, what a great experience it was, and hardly anybody watched it. And I remember thinking at the time, it's a bit strange really, you'd think that sort of video would attract more views, but it didn't. But then you make a video, like you find 3 Shirley Bassey LPs outside Oxfam, and about 6 million people tune in for it. So there's a couple of quite annoying videos I made that just keep getting views over time. Like I made one about, is Revolver better than Rubber Soul, or which would you pick out of those 2 albums? And I sat on the floor to do it in the office through there. I sat on the floor in a corner where I never normally make videos. For some reason I thought to myself, I'll sit in this corner, and it looked really awkward. I'm kind of scrunched down on the floor, and it wasn't a particularly well done video. I didn't really sort of think through it. If I'd planned it, it would have been much better. And it just got so many views, and I still get views on it to this day, fairly regularly. So that's slightly annoying as well. There's one video I did on my Beatles channel, on the Beatle James channel, about Pete Best and how he was sacked from the band. I think that might be my most watched video ever. So yeah. Okay, have you ever made a video where you're not wearing trousers? Yeah, this goes back to a couple of incidents where Richard has watched a couple of people on the VC and they've revealed unintentionally that they're not wearing pants. No, I've never done that. In fact, I never not wear trousers. Even in the summer I'll wear shorts. Can't really imagine me coming downstairs, even making a cup of tea in the morning without trousers. The one thing that I've done on the VC, but I never uploaded the video, I recorded a video in my pyjamas and dressing gown. And I did that quite early on. And the reason I did it was before I discovered the VC, and before I discovered, or before I thought of making videos about music, I had this idea for a YouTube channel where it was like a kind of Good Night with James Griffith type channel, where I would sit in an armchair with pyjamas on and a dressing gown, sipping a cup of cocoa at the end of the day and just talking about stuff. I think it was I was going to talk about books or philosophy or something. It was going to be just little short 5-minute videos, and I would be in my dressing gown and pyjamas, and the idea was I'd be ready to go to bed after the video was filmed. And that never actually happened. I never actually did that channel. I discovered the VC, but then shortly after I discovered the VC, I thought to myself, ooh, why don't I try a Vinyl Finds video in my pyjamas and dressing gown? So I filmed it and watched it back, and I just thought to myself, nah, I don't really want to go down that road really. So it was never uploaded. Okay, so one last question, and it is, how long do you intend making videos? Honestly, don't know. There's a part of me which would love to be one of the last people standing. I sometimes think to myself, in like 40 years time, still on the VC, still making videos, long after everybody else has just dropped away and fallen away, and there's me left, and everybody who wants to watch videos about records has to watch my channel. And then there's other days when I just think, I might give up tomorrow, I've had enough. So it just depends which way the wind's blowing really. That's it. Hope you enjoyed it. Take care, folks. Bye-bye.